Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka MBT, and I guess as this is just what we're doing now. I guess we're uploading Banlists the night before YCS, so that everyone who goes to the YCS is just playing a fake format that nobody cares about, and all the hype for it is gone. Speaking of, I'm at the YCS. I'm at Cancun right now. I'll just I've been hanging out with the YugiTuber contingent. We got myself, Nim Nim, Crush Cards, Doug is here, and so is my beautiful wife. Here she is. Say hi, beautiful wife.
Hi, beautiful wife.
And the days go by, water flowing underground. So here's the deal. I woke up today at 10 a.m. and the ban list has dropped. I'm personally pretty surprised. Joshua Schmidt made a whole bunch of videos this week that maybe the ban list doesn't have to come out. And I think that's probably right. We're in a weird position where Yu-Gi-Oh! Is actually fun to play again, and those don't come up very often. I really appreciate the developments that are happening, even week to week in Unchained, which is like pretty quickly becoming the clear best deck. So very strange to see a list so early. I guess I'll give kind of my guess as to what is on the list. I think Arise Heart has kind of lived its natural lifespan. If I had to identify a single card that was like gatekeeping a whole bunch of strategies out of the format, it would be him. When he shows up, the game kind of becomes out this guy or die, which a significant amount of decks are as well, like Pearly, but like Cashier can function even without Arise Heart, and they have a million ways to get to him, and he makes the mirror really frustrating. And I think that there's really no other outcome than getting him out of here. Maybe they'll give us back the third unicorn too, so the deck's a little less bricky. I'd like to see like Eradicator and like Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity banned. I know those cards aren't like great right now. The decks they're in aren't fantastic, but I think they're so unfun to play against and so absolutely non-games that they are responsible for are just so frustrating to play. I really would like to see them gone. And then if you've watched that video of Jesse walking around in the field like a cryptid, he talks a little bit about how absent any hits, it's clear that like Unchained will continue to be the best deck and Theory will continue to be developed because there's no individual non-engine that really clears it, and there's no deck that has like a perfect matchup against it. So regrettably, I think there also does need to be an Unchained hit, maybe like Tour Guide to 1 or Prosperity ban. Prosperity should probably be banned, so it's basically dig through time. Let's just go on twitter.com and we'll see if we can find the ban list. Oh yeah. I found it. Okay, first and foremost, Forbidden Arise Heart. That's it. That's the whole Forbidden list. All right, I mean, good. This is one of the fastest that like there's been a turnaround on a card being printed and a card being banned, I think. And with good reason. Arise Heart is a really frustrating card because it's super cool and I really like the design, and it's not so overwhelmingly powerful that like it determines the game on its own. But it is like 4 ass design decisions all rolled into one. Like it's a macro, it shouldn't be a macro. That's frustrating. The fact that it attaches every time a card is banished and it's a macro means that every single thing that happens, you all have to negotiate this stupid like mandatory effect activation CL1 thing. Just slows the game down in terms of like comprehension. I think the Dryden effect is really cool. I think like the banishing face down is like a really sick payoff to a really powerful monster, but it's attached to a guy that has all these other problems as well. And he made the mirror suck, so a good riddance. Yeah. We don't even have him in Master Duel yet, so enjoy the next 6 months. Let's do limited. All right. Okay, Bestial, Magnamut, and Chaos Space. Kind of weird. This is coming from Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, but the card says like sample all over it, like they pulled it from like the dev sheet or something. So, I guess I get these. These are two like pretty individually powerful cards, but they're basically only played in Dragon Link. Magnemite, of course, has some crossover play in like sideboards, but the thing about Bestial Dragon Link is it just had one good weekend because it is expected to be like a natural counter to Unchained, but I think even that's a little bit misguided. I think as Unchained pilots start being more comfortable with the deck, they'll start doing end boards that never put a light or a dark into the graveyard if they expect their opponent is on Dragon Link. And a lot of people like talk about Seals, like, oh, Seals is so good against this deck because you know, it's non-destruction removal. And to that I say, yeah, Seals is great if you're going first, as is like 45 other cards against Unchained. Like, Unchained only feels unbeatable on the draw. On the play, you can just make Abyss Dweller. Like, Seals is no different than that. So I think that, like, despite the popularity and turnover of Dragon Link at the last tournament, I expected it kind of to fall off. And with one Chaos Space and one Bestial Magnemite, it's gonna be a rough time for the old D-Link boys anyway. Maybe this is just a hit to Poly. Maybe Konami was like, all right, Poly, congratulations on your win, but you know the drill. Win in Worlds with a deck, we take it out behind the shed. The funniest part is I think that like Dragon Link probably perseveres. It probably survives this hit. Let's do semi. That's the whole list. Awesome. There's no semi. To unlimited, they moved Herald of Orange Light from semi, I think. Herald, of course, was very playable in like Drytron and Tearlament when they had a whole bunch of Earth Fairies, but now it sucks because Drytron is not very good and Tearlament only has one of each Earth Fairy. This is fine. Like, the difference between those decks being meta and garbage is not the third copy of Herald. Gazelle to 3, also fine. What does this mean for rotation? You fools, Salad is the best deck by a lot. That's nice. I guess I'll give my thoughts here. I'm a little concerned that there's not a hit to Unchained. It makes me feel like Unchained is unquestionably the best deck because Kashtira was one of those decks that was kind of nipping at its heels, but, you know, had been on the downswing lately anyway, so I don't know how much it means for, like, larger metagame trends. Risehard had to go. That means we all have to get really good at Unchained, for sure. Or, you know, they have to print a card that reads, like, your opponent can't summon dogs. I do appreciate that it's small. I think there didn't need to be this huge course correction in Yu-Gi-Oh! I really like where it's at right now. And I do think the top decks after this one are pretty much the exact same top decks from before, minus Kashtira, also minus some decks that had a miserable Unchained matchup, like a Labyrinth and Rescue Ace. Times are going to get really hard for them. Okay, I'm pleasantly surprised by this one. Good job, Konami. Ban Prosperity next time. I'm sick of seeing that card. Bye-bye.